Hey, got a fairly small mail call for you here. Nothing major. Nothing like my last mail call. It's gonna be a little while before something like that happens again. Gotta wait. Gotta wait for the funds to build back up before I can do anything crazy like that again. Or at least wait to my for my end of year bonus, which actually, well, we'll see. Uh, all right. So from two different places. This first one was from an auction. Shoot, I can't remember whose YouTube auction it was. But the seller was, he goes by Sands, Sandz. I'd never bought from him before. This is the first time I'd seen him slinging books, and it's kind of a mixed lot. But it was for a good price, and even after the $9 shipping or whatever, I was like, I'm pretty okay with that. So I picked it up. So it has brute force 1 through 4. So this is like some eco team that are animal. Like, look at that dolphin. It's a dolphin holding a machine gun or an Uzi. I don't know. I don't know guns. Uh, and I don't know. it just it just seemed fun. So I picked that up. Now the first issue, like, they're all in really great shape. The only problem is the first issue obviously is a miscut. Like, you can see how that first in a 4-issue limited series is cut. Which, a lot of times they say that's printer error. Obviously, doesn't affect grade. I think this does. I think big miscuts like that do, because my New Mutants 98 has a pretty nasty miscut, and it's not it's not a grade. I would like it to be higher than what it is. I'll say that. But yep, brute force 1 through 4. A sleepwalker number 1 was in there just because. That's fine. I can always use another sleepwalker number 1, I suppose. And then Deathlock Volume 2, 1 through 5. So this is his first ongoing. Volume 1 was a set of um, like prestige format, for prestige format, which I have already and have read. It's great. But this was Deathlock 1 through 5. Really, I got it for the brute force. And what I paid for it is probably good for this, but putting the Sleepwalker and the Deathlock 1 through 5 made it more viable with adding shipping, right? So this lot went for $10, which I think is really good. But if you have to pay $9 for shipping, you're basically paying 20. I think 20 for this is fair, but I'm counting the cost of shipping in there. So, yeah, I was pretty happy with it. So now, I gave it some thought. I do love Deathlock. I have 1 through 5. We're going to do it. We'll just do the Deathlock Volume 2 run. And it's not going to be a very difficult series to collect, I don't think. They're mostly probably $2 and $3. I can probably find a bunch in cheaper bins and things like that. And I think there's only 30-some issues, so that won't be too bad. Just hit up some local comic shops to see what I can fill in and find the rest of various places. All right, so then my next chunk. This is a bigger order, so I got this from my comic shop, aka Lone Star Comics, and I've talked about them before. I've gotten stuff from them before, and I'm not endorsing Lone Star Comics in any way, or not endorsing them in any way. It's just where I got them. But I do, I think they have their place when it comes to buying comics. I feel that when they have a key issue, it is really overpriced. So I've never gotten like a key issue or a high valuable issue because I think they're high valuable stuff they overvalue and overprice. But you absolutely cannot deny their stock. They have a massive stock. So they're really good for filling in those pesky issues that you can't find elsewhere. And they are the pricing of their filler ranges anywhere from really cheap to a little bit overpriced. So you just have to pick and choose what you get. They're usually my last place that I go. So if I'm filling in a run, first I check local. Then I have some other online local. Then I check like there's like a couple mini conventions that come around here. I'll check those. There's other maybe eBay if I can find a good chunk of them on eBay for cheap. There's another online shop that I go to because I think they have good prices and they usually have a lot of stuff that I want. But my comic shop, Lone Star, is the last place I go. So if I'm getting it there, that means I absolutely positively could not find this stuff anywhere else. So it was time for one of those orders. I'd been trying to fill in enough runs and did my due diligence for my other places that I had to bite the bullet and do Lone Star. So I got a chunk of Sleepwalker. They had almost everything I needed. They're missing one issue, so I just need one issue of Sleepwalker. So I have 1 through 25. I needed, I think I had like the last issue to like number 33. So I needed 26 through 32 solid, and they did not have 27, but they did have 26, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. So one issue away from Sleepwalker. Great. Great. They had all the issues of a Spider-Man limited series that I needed. Spider-Man Funeral for an Octopus. It was just a 3-issue mini. And these were like $2 each. So like I'm not going to get them for cheaper, especially when I'm already ordering other stuff and the shipping is basically covered. Getting this for like $6. Yeah. And I needed it and they had all of them. So that was a no-brainer. I needed 2 issues of Blue Devil, number 27 and 30. They had both of those. So that Blue Devil run is finished. That's cool. I can start reading that whenever I get to it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Flaming Carrot, number 4. Interesting crossover. Everyone knows how much I love TMNT, but did you also know how much I love the Flaming Carrot? I love Flaming Carrot. I have a full run of Flaming Carrot. It is a trip to read. If you can get your hands on some issues, it's bonkers. I mean, he's a man in a giant flaming carrot mask that wears scuba flipper. Like, it's nuts. It's weird. But this was... So, I'm working on both a full TMNT run and a full Flaming Carrot run. This is something that was missing from both. Perfect. But I have 1 through 3, so now that limited series is done. They only had one proper TMNT book that I needed, Tales of the TMNT number 14. This Tales of the TMNT is really, really hard to fill. There's a lot of stuff out there there's a lot of issues that they're hard to find. And when you do find them, they're not cheap. They're not super expensive. They're like $10 or so, but $10 for a fairly modern filler book is a lot, especially when you're trying to complete a run of is 50 issues long or something. That's not easy to put together. So I still have a lot to go on Tales of the TMNT. Not gonna lie. And then some of the other TMNT stuff, like some of the image run they had. Oddly enough, I think like volume, aside from the first handful of issues, because like number 1 to 2, the first volume is almost the easiest of them all to actually complete. But it's not. That one's going to take a long time. Let's see. And try to do this. Okay. This is just a random filler. House of Mystery Volume 2, number 7. This is, I don't remember what year this is from. 2009. This is what when I was cataloging my collection, I just noticed it was missing for some reason. I had the rest of them, but number 7 wasn't there, so I put on my list of like weird gaps to fill, and they had that. A handful of Hulks. So for my Peter David run and pre-Peter David run, I think I'm collecting like 296 up through up through what I think is the end of volume 1. So yeah, 290 something. Yeah, I'm not doing a full Hulk run. I want to do Peter David, and then what was a little bit before it, I think I wanted to get as well. So, or I guess it's volume. No, I think they count as volume 1, even though there's like the Hulk 1 through 6, and then but then it actually, so it's 1 through 6, and then it restarts at what, 102. So if I wanted to do a full Hulk run, I don't have to get like 1 through 100. It's 1 through 6, then 102 through 2. Okay. I need to not go down that path. Oh my god. I'm already working on 2 Silver Age runs and some Bronze Age runs and still some... Okay. Stop. So 309, 379, 438, and then annual 98. I think I only need like 4 more issues of this, and it's good. The next thing, so this requires a little backstory as well. I decided to. I was considering getting a full run of Volume 1 of Spider-Woman. Because it's right there in that Bronze Age, which I'm really in love with right now. I like the character. I'm enjoying the current run of Spider-Woman. So I hit up one of my LCSs that has 50% off back issues. I'm like, what do they have? Right? What do you like? I have the number 1. I had that already. That's in my key issue collection. Actually, I think that's off being graded right now. But I have the number 1. There's no really other key issues in there. There's only 50. I think there's 50 issues. And no annuals, I don't think. So let's hit up my LCS and see what they have. How much of this can I put together for half off? And they had a little over half for half off. That's a pretty good start. So I'm getting, you know, a little over 25 issues for $1.50 each, $1.50 to $2 each, depending upon the issue. That's not too bad. But only one LCS really had any. So, and maybe I might have gotten 1 or 2 other issues from other LCSs. I think one LCS I got a couple other issues. So I was able to put the majority of it together pretty cheap. But after hitting up all the LCSs, then I my comic shop. So I got a good chunk of it there. And these actually were pretty decent priced. This is for reading, so I'm okay with like fine. Maybe a fine minus is I'm kind of okay with. And all these covers are freaking great too. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I had the 7, 8, 9, 11, 19, jump to 38, 40, 41, 42, and 43. Looks like actually some of these are, I got some UK price variants in here. Some of them snuck in here. And I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, my 42 and 43 are both UK price variants. And I don't have an opinion on that either way. It's fine. It reads the same. It's for reading. It reads the same. So after that, I think I only need 3 more issues of that. So I was able to actually put together a Spider-Woman run for a fairly decent price fairly quickly. I'll just need to keep an eye out for those last 3 issues. And then that'll be ready to read. But also, as I was looking through Spider-Woman stuff, they had all of Volume 2, which is just a 4-issue limited series with Jessica Carpenter. Is her first name Jessica? Last name's Carpenter. I don't remember what her first name is. But then they also had 2 through 18 of the 3rd volume, and there's only 18 issues, so they had everything except for number 1. So I picked that up, and then my comic shop had number 1. So that run is finished. So I'm 3 issues away from volume 1. Volume 2 and volume 3 of Spider-Woman are finished. Doing pretty good. Of building what I think are some good runs of really good, solid stuff. I'm really excited to read. Now the only problem is time to read them. As I said, I am working through. Did I mention that? Well, right now I'm working through Punisher Warzone, and Volume 1 of Moon Knight, and sort of at the same time. I've had that Volume 1 of Moon Knight for a long time, and I think I've started it and stopped it a couple times, but I'm gonna finish through it this time around. So that's it. That's the mail call this time around. And nothing huge. It's all just mostly filler stuff for runs, which a good chunk of my comic money is going to, because I like to, no shade on people who collect just to collect, but or just investing, that's a perfectly cromulent strategy or way to interpret this hobby. But I love to read. I love to read the stories, read the books, read the characters. So that's why I get a lot of runs, and I hang on to them. Even after I've read them, I hang on to them because I enjoy just owning a run of, how many people could say, like, yeah, I have a full run of Spider-Man, Volume 1, 2, 3. Oh, kind of cool, I think. And I've read them. Yeah. So that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, all that stuff. And I'll see you soon. And don't forget to make yours Titan. This video was brought to you by Titan Comic Pressing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Titan Comic Pressing LLC.